Hello, our group's research topic was entitled Quick Service Restaurant Industry, and it was completed by Andrew, Heather, and Catherine. Macroeconomic factors were reviewed in a 10-year time frame between 2008 and 2018, and we focused on three main topics: the recession, technology and automation, the post-recession, and some immediate trends that the industry expects in the coming years. Between 2008 to 2012, the average U.S. household annual income decreased from $55,000 to roughly $51,000, and this took an impact on the quick service restaurant industries. Families responded to this macroeconomic change by cutting back on eating out, choosing less expensive options when eating out, and pressure began to rise with restaurant margins as they were forced to raise menu prices. During this recession time frame, restaurants within the quick service industry felt pressure to change their pricing. Quick service restaurants offered cheaper menu items, $1 menu options on a value menu, and cheap combination meals. They also increased their menu offering by offering more breakfast choices, hoping that this would increase consumer demand among the target market, which would be the middle working class families in the United States. These restaurants also incorporated loss leader pricing strategies, which entailed lowering menu items with the hopes of that promotion increasing the consumer spend once they entered the restaurant. As with many industries, the 2008 recession created many opportunities for companies that were relatively strong financially and strategically to increase market share. Increase in mergers and acquisitions were significant in many industries, including the quick service restaurant industry. Most notably, Wendy's and Arby's merged in 2008, and consolidation was key for many companies during this time to stay afloat, have more profits, and be best prepared for post-recession growth opportunities. One such post-recession growth opportunity in this quick service restaurant industry is technology and automation. Automated service machines decrease labor costs and really help streamline order to cash processes within many quick service restaurants. This also increased sales as it allowed better marketing of items for consumers, highlighting meals of the week, different items to order and include with your purchase. And these machines and kiosks were attractive to the industry to not only decrease labor costs, but look to improve customer service. Coupled with minimum wage increases that really gained momentum across the United States immediately post-recession, in addition to labor shortages and increased labor costs, created the increased movement to adapt improvement in automation and technology within the QSR industry. So when you look at the labor shortage and the increased labor costs, and then also in 2018, the cost to implement these new technologies decreased significantly across the board, the industry is facing higher and higher probability of automation and less focus on human resources, while maybe not presently, but certainly in the future. Our group wanted to highlight feedback from two food service industry executives, one at Panera Bread, which closely fits into our QSR industry, and the other being Texas Roadhouse, which, while maybe not specifically a QSR restaurant, it certainly feels the same impacts. In 2018, the food service industry saw almost 20% increase in open jobs when compared to just the previous year. Panera Bread CEO Blaine Hurst commented that he does not see this problem getting any easier. He mentioned, "I don't see somehow there being an extra 50 million food service dispersed around the country the way we need workers that are going to drop into the country and have them be dispersed." Texas Roadhouse CEO Scott Colisi also commented that competition for employees and wage rate pressure is more intense than they can remember, and it seems likely to continue into 2019. As mentioned earlier, minimum wage increases added enormous industry pressure to the quick service and food service restaurants. Higher minimum wage laws have been approved at a $15 minimum wage starting point in 7 U.S. states. These states are highlighted yellow in this chart. Nearly half of the U.S. states have minimum wage laws above the federal minimum wage, with many having plans to increase that minimum wage even further. There's also increased political federal legislation movements to increase a minimum wage standard above current levels, perhaps reaching as high as $15 per hour. Presently, and in the year preceding in 2018, the United States has been seeing a booming economy with rising wages in the entire United States. August 2018, for example, saw wage growth reach 9-year highs. Consumer confidence climbed to 18-year highs, and increased consumer confidence as well. Victor Fernandez, VP Insights and Consulting at a consulting firm, notes that the industry is finally posting consistent positive growth over a 2-year basis. Macroeconomic standpoints are a key factor for increased sales, and he cites increased consumer spend, confidence, and wage increases as key contributors to those macroeconomic standpoints and it resulting in increased sales. He also noted that quick service and fast casual reported the strongest growth within the food service industry, followed by casual dining and upscale casual. Increased sales was definitely prominent within the food service and quick service industries, but the industry felt difficulty to retain employees. According to TD&N2K, this consulting firm, 40% of restaurant companies expressed increased difficulty in finding and hiring qualified hourly employees during the first quarter of 2019, and 51% of those companies said they had increased difficulties finding managers. According to the National Restaurant Association, there are 5 main points to be aware of for anyone invested in the quick service restaurant industry or any businesses within the industry to be made aware of. The first being strong competition. Food service operators remain optimistic but anticipate increased competition for the years ahead. They recommend to focus on experience. Food service operators will need to enhance ambiance and experience and consider use of smartphone apps that allow customers to leverage loyalty programs. Off-premise growth. The NRA expects for continued economic expansion, which will mark the need for increased convenience with takeout and delivery options. Repeat business. Roughly $6 and $10 spent in fast casual restaurants and quick service segments come from repeat customers. Repeat business also represents 2/3 of sales on average. So the NRA recommends that businesses within this industry develop ways to get more repeat customers through their door. And finally, a focus on younger consumers. Majority of quick service operators say they will focus most on increasing visits among the under 35 age group during the next 5 years. This will mark the need to increase social media presence, electronic marketing, and smartphone app development.